Well, just a few snippets of all the drama from the world's oldest domestic rugby tournament, the ABSA Currie Cup, and we move on to round two. We expect more drama and a couple more upsets as we lead up to this second week. Of course, the Springboks are also in camp and the Pumas are in town as we kick off the Castle Lager Rugby Championship. We'll talk about all of that and more, but first, some important guests in studio, starting with this ball. Hey, not the guys on the... You thought I was going to show you some guys in the studio. I'm not. This is the official Rugby World Cup 2015 ball, and we'll see a little insert about it a little later. So it's made its first official appearance here on Boots and All, and the teams will get a chance to play using this ball next year leading up to the World Cup. Now for more important guests than the rugby ball. The A-team of Nick and Naas join me on the top table and with the highlights. Alma Kavalma, absolutely a pleasure to see all three of you. Nick, let me start with you. Currie Cup, and we saw minimal Springboks. We know it's not going to change too much over the course of the next couple of weeks, but it is what it is now. It is the third most important competition after the Springboks Super Rugby, and it is an opportunity for the youngsters to get blooded.
Exactly. It's a great opportunity for youngsters to get blooded and second string. Well, the players who are on the bench for Super Rugby, I don't like to call them second string, but give them an opportunity to get starting in the Currie Cup and to prove what they can do. And it's also an opportunity for coaches. The coaches also, Jake has stepped down, so his assistants are taking over. And it is a competition that is a development competition, which is very much a South African competition. But I'm very much in favour of the new format where the best two teams are going to play in the final, and only the Springboks, perhaps, who didn't play much rugby time, might be allowed to play. But otherwise, they're going to be the teams that got them to the final again to contest it.
Talking about Springboks, Naas, good to see you as well. Brushing up on some Spanish. Los Pumas are in town. Hola, Naas, Botha. What can we expect from the Pumas? They didn't play any of their top players earlier this season in the June window. We don't really know too much about how they're going to come out this year.
True, it's going to be quite difficult to sort of look forward to say they can and they're going to do this and this against the Boks on Saturday. It's one of those, we'll have to wait to see what they actually can produce. But I think after last year, they really need to step up now. They need to give a better performance, put it that way. And Nick, I think they need to be really competitive.
Yeah.
So let's put it, the championship has got 4 fantastic teams going in and year out. We know they're a little bit behind, but I think the more they play or their players play overseas in Europe, the higher the standard will be, and the higher standard will then come into the championship.
I think Naas, the key for them, you mentioned the word competitive. Before you start thinking that you're going to be beating New Zealand or South Africa or Australia, you've got to get the margin down. And to lose by 70 points to whatever they did last year is just not acceptable.
Not good enough.
No, they have to keep it to and 50 at home. They've got to get the margins of defeat down to 20 points to 10, something like that, and then they can start talking about winning. But to go in there and say that we're going to beat the top teams and lose by 70 points, that's not good enough.
Very quickly, time to do the predictions. Starting at Sydney's Olympic Stadium, where the All Blacks take on the Wallabies in a Bledisloe Cup match. How do you see that one panning out?
I'd love Australia to win for the competition, but I just think maybe New Zealand's too strong. New Zealand to sneak it by a few points.
Going for a record 18th win on the trot.
I know. And I think that might play a part. I totally agree with Nick. It's going to be much tougher, and Australia's a much better side. But I still think New Zealand's going to sneak it.
It's going to be a close contest.
Are you still going All Blacks?
All Blacks.
I'm still going All Blacks for that one as well. And of course, Loftus Versfeld is where all our eyes will be squarely on Saturday afternoon.
Can't call anything but a Bok win, and it's just a question of by how much. For the competition, I hope the Pumas are competitive, but I also hope that the Boks play really, really well and win it comfortably, 35-odd points to 12.
Do you think they can run away with it like they did last year? I don't know about that.
No, I think it might be a little bit tougher for them, but if you look at the Springbok side, it's a good side.
We have a very good
still,
side.
if Argentina arrive and it happens in the first 20 minutes for the Boks, then they can be in trouble again.
If ever we needed a bonus point win, this is the game that we need to get it in.
That's very true.
Well, and we'll also be sort of hoping that the Australians can actually work some magic and make sure that the All Blacks don't take that record and keep them close enough for the Springboks to catch up later on in the competition.